Welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show.
It's about to get real, well, you know the deal. You won't have to guess how either of them feel. Bringing up the things you don't think to know. Never knowing where the conversation will go. Just a little more than anything goes. It's a Christian and Daniel Show.
Hey, everybody.
Sorry. Hello, everyone. It's me, Christian.
And me, Daniel.
And this is the Christian
and Daniel Show.
So wonderful. I love it. Well, Daniel, you're looking quite casual tonight. How are you doing?
Am I cash?
So relaxed.
Am I? So
I wish I could look like that sometime. I wish I could really relax and be like
a lot
that,
of people do.
but I can't.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work to look this relaxed.
Oh, to look that bad? Is that what you were going to say? I didn't say it. You did.
I took a nap earlier today because I wasn't feeling well.
Yes, you did, my love.
But today was, I used to take Tuesdays off and do nothing, but I'm taking a couple of classes, so I no longer have Tuesdays off. I have Wednesday off during the day. So I didn't put anything in my hair because I forgot that we were doing the show tonight. So there. Hi, everybody. Welcome.
I never know how to make this work because it's in such the wrong spot on this particular mug.
I forgot to tell you to bring me my cup when you came to visit.
Yes, you did.
We need to save that. But yes, so I think I told you I decided to take a master intuitive class.
Yes, you did.
That is going to hopefully take my work to another level. So for everybody who is watching the show on a regular knows that I do work. Well, hello, Rochelle. Welcome to the show.
Rochelle. Hello. Welcome to our show.
And happy Wednesday, Wayne.
Happy Wednesday, Wayne.
Wednesday, Wayne.
For the second.
It's Wednesday, Wayne.
Wednesday, Wayne. Wayne.
So yeah, I'm taking a second level, master level intuitive workshop, which is 7 weeks, and they'll be teaching me what I do to the next level, which is kind of cool. And then I am doing my life coaching certification. So, as if I'm not bossy enough.
You could be a total douchebag. I'm a life coach. Excuse me, everyone, but I'm a life coach, so I can tell you how to do this correctly. Excuse me. Oh. Can I share something with you right now? In all honesty, I am a life coach. So I just want to say, no. No. Whatever it is, no.
I don't want to tell you what to do because I don't want to control your life and bring back past issues, but I'm going to. Hello, Gabe.
My goodness. Hello, Gabe. Welcome. It's so good to have our stage manager, Gabe, back. We also want to thank our Kai Kalama, our musical director, and Decodoria.
Our
artistic director,
Checodoria. Hello,
Checodoria.
I haven't talked to them in a while.
We haven't seen them on in forever, but I've seen a lot of their updates on Facebook. They've been doing either they're vaccinated or they're falling for the fact that Texas is opening up too soon again, and they're all getting together for gatherings. So I pray that they all stay healthy and safe because we, with our vaccinations, will be safe. We will be okay.
So you got your second one though, right?
I am as of today, I am fully vaccinated.
Oh, you got it today? You didn't tell me that.
No, today is the 2 weeks from my second shot.
But you didn't have a big reaction from your second one, did you?
No, not at all. But you have to wait 2 weeks for it to make your body fully 99% immune.
Right. But a lot of people are having like instant reactions.
Everyone who I hear complaining though is on the Moderna. They're not on Pfizer. Pfizer, I swear to you, that's why I work so hard to go to the forum and do this big group thing and be at the huge vaccination site, because I wanted Pfizer and the forum only does Pfizer. I did not want Moderna because I'd heard so many people I know who already had the shot had so many side effects, and for longer than anyone I know who did the Pfizer. So I think Pfizer, personally, just my anecdotal, non-medical professional opinion, Pfizer was the better design. Just because it has the side effects were significantly less for people taking Pfizer. But nothing's perfect. I've seen a lot of probably what our former president would call fake news. I've seen non-scientific, non-medical professionals making all these comments about the vaccines. And it's all good, people, but let me tell you, the weight off my shoulders, like not having to like be so hyper conscious of the very air I breathe and the air that hits my eyes and hooding up and suiting up. Like, I mean, I'm still wearing my mask when I go outside and I'm still going to maintain social distancing, but I don't have to worry. Like I really did. I really worried because I'm one of those people with pre-existing conditions that COVID like is drooling to get in my system and hurt and kill me. So, and my partner, Daniel, he is like the smorgasbord for COVID with all of his pre-existing conditions. You are like the dream child for getting COVID. So it's really crazy. I'm just happy to be there. I'm just happy to have taken it. You know, I have a very old, very dear friend who said, "Oh, you brave, brave soul for getting the vaccination." And I just laugh because I'm like, you know, it's done. I mean, yeah, maybe maybe it is fundamentally changing my genetic structure and I'll become something else later. That's okay. As long as I'm healthy.
I just want the tracking chip in my system. I want them to know where I am at every second of my life.
Well, you tell everyone where you are every second of the day, so how would that be any different?
Anyway, so good. I'm glad you're there.
I'm grateful to be fully vaccinated. I'm just grateful to have it behind me. I don't have to think about it. I'm grateful for it. I'm more suspect of the flu shots than I am of the COVID-19 shots because they're not the same thing. This COVID-19 vaccine is, this COVID-19 vaccine is, I heard.
We're just gonna be roommates now.
But bro,
what's up, bro? What's up, bro?
I love you, bro.
Well, anyway, let's move away from the.
Oh, wait, does it make you stupid straight?
Yeah. Depends on what state straight it makes me.
I don't even know what straight means anymore. I don't even know what it looks like. The new generations have really changed that.
But anyway, so in that.
I wanted to mention the he, him that I have. I've added a he, him.
You did?
Out of respect to transgender individuals and the plights they go through. I used to think it was a bunch of BS. I'm like, oh, these millennials, these Gen Ys just want to make everything labeled and more difficult. But that was coming from a very closed-minded old man, which is me, and Gen Xer, who we just went through a bunch of and we're like, whatever. We don't need any more label. We're fine. Who cares? Whatever. And but we had the pastor Robert. From I don't remember the name of the church in Laguna Beach.
Neighborhood Congregational Church in Laguna Beach.
He's amazing, folks. And he told me a story about a transgender parishioner who explained to him and told their story around why we should say he, him, or I want to be referred to as she, her, or it, they, or whatever their pronouns they choose or words they choose to describe themselves. When he told me the story, and how this person felt oppressed being called he when inside they were a she. And every fiber of their being, everything on the inside was screaming like, I'm not a he, I'm a she. It touched me. And I've never been told what the meaning of it was and how much it means to transgender individuals. And it just blew me away. And that's why I said I have to respect it now because my veil of ignorance has been raised. He really showed me through his sharing of wisdom, attained wisdom, what it means. And I feel like now I could say I'm a little woke around that issue.
Good.
Daniel, I'm woke.
You are. And I am so glad that made sense to you.
But
Is that how woke you are? I personally do it when, like, if it's a meeting, because I attend a lot of the board meetings or conferences. When it's called on, I do it. When it's this venue, I think everybody pretty much. But I respect you that you do that. That's pretty cool.
I also just forgot to change it for the show. I like having.
You were so there, like you were so impactful.
I know. Well, it doesn't diminish the meaning. On this show, you're right. On this particular show, I do like to have Christian P. Ramirez rather than Christian R. He, him. This is really my safe title that I swear I only did it. I didn't know I did it on here. I thought I'd only done it on Zoom because I like to be that way in my meetings. I like this for my meetings, 12-step meetings, where of course I don't want my last name. But here, I didn't know I had done it here, but that's how much his story affected me, was that I did it right away. And I did it on this platform. So I get it, folks. Like, he literally woke me up. Did you see that? Did you just see it?
Huh?
Did everyone see that? My light, my couch light went from 50% to full. Now it's at full. It's full intensity. It just went up while I was talking on its own. No commands, nothing.
Huh.
Alexa, turn couch light down to 50%.
Okay. You need TV light?
Of course, she doesn't do it.
Mike.
This one, this fourth generation one, does not like working with me. She is just
Alexa, stop. Mine's talking to yours. Hi, Beth Stevens. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Yay, Beth. That's so weird.
I did not show him. For those of you that don't know, Gabe is a
House flipper.
He's a flipper.
What do they call it? Yeah, he's a flipper.
Gabe likes to flip on his own time.
I think that was Obag.
But
Obag
we don't judge him. We let him do what he wants.
That's funny. No, I would love, by the way, Gabe, I haven't, but I would love to see the house. I don't know where I would see it, but I would love to see the house you sold. Dear Lord, I bet you made a killing.
Pardon me. We're politically incorrect. He is a real estate investor.
How about real estate entrepreneur?
Ooh, that sounds sexy.
Yeah, and it sounds wealthy.
Hello, Mr. Moran. What did you miss? We were talking about getting shots. We were talking about pronouns, and now we're talking about flippers.
Yes, we are.
But no, for those of you that don't know, yes, Gabe, he does amazing work, and his color coordination for the exteriors, they're always so vibrant and so beautiful. I'll send you the picture when we're done, but he's really good. I'm not gonna say he's rough, but he is for having a rough exterior.
Are you saying he's rugged?
Let's not go that far.
Isn't he a trucker?
He's a trucker. There you go. If you want to post,
thank you, Gabe.
If you want to post the Facebook page here, Gabe, go ahead and do that so we can check out your stuff. He actually is a really good
flipper.
His construction is really good. Yeah, he's a good flipper.
Well, that's the only way you could be. Hey, Crystal. Oh,
hi, Crystal.
The only way you can be really an effective house flipper is if you have carpentry skills and can do most of the work on your own. Because otherwise, it's just outrageously expensive to hire someone else to come in, unless you are like the guy here in California who have your own TV show and someone else is actually paying for everything in the end. Which is smart. Those guys were geniuses. They made $2 million.
He needs more Latinos out there in this area to help him.
more Latinos at the Home Depot.
There's not enough, so let's
That
let's
was so
get them some.
racist. I'm so sorry, folks. Sorry to a third of my genetics.
Hey, it ain't racist if it's true. So if some of the Latinos do some of the best work. And I can only go as far as my parents. My parents worked in carpentry when they worked for Brooks and Jacobs Homes in
They had cabinets, right?
Dallas. Yeah, my mom made cabinets, and my dad would cut the side wood, the house
Come on, the wood.
wood. Well, my dad has fingers missing. He
Mhm.
lost those in one of the machines.
Oh
That-
God, I don't even want to think about that.
Gabe, why are you writing long paragraphs? I did.
See, I knew I heard that. You made it sound like I was crazy.
I usually keep them for rentals, but every once in a while I send them as well. That's why my house looks so cool, because I get to make them for me. I don't have to worry about gray and white crap. You also need a good network, places to get supplies. Yeah.
Well, and that's where relationships come in. Are so important in that type of business too. You have to have really good relationships, and if you go to the same vendor and give them repeat business and might refer other flippers to them, it only cements your position more to get a greater discount and get greater service.
Yep.
The equation's not difficult. It's just depending on where you live, what's the cost of getting into the investments.
So, for everybody watching, hi, welcome. You are watching the Christian and Daniel show. I forgot to mention, and I'm Daniel.
That's
and
Daniel.
You can watch us now. You can watch us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. So make sure that you share, comment, like the show. We'd love your feedback. Let us know how we're doing. But more importantly, also, if you're watching us on YouTube, you do us a favor, scroll down, smash that subscribe button, like the show, and maybe make a comment, and you'll be on the show. Any of the venues you're watching on, we will watch you. You're part of the conversation. Join us. I'm going to check to see if we've got everybody on our.
It's so weird. I'm like looking at the screen. I'm going 5, 4, 3. Sorry, folks. Did not mean to. I'm
Is that a
thinking about.
Janet Jackson moment?
Yeah, I was trying to think of how Janet Jackson did it, but I realized it's because she knew she was on camera, and the way she does it makes sense if you're on camera. I just never realized that because I wasn't on camera very much back then. And I'm like, oh, she's so smart. And everyone thought it was just some stylistic thing, like, because she's so cool, she did it differently. Now I know. I know your secret, girl.
That's a good segue to what we were talking about right before we went on the air, about what are things about movies or shows that annoy you. He said he sent you the invite already, Christian.
Cool. Thank you, Gabe.
What are things in a movies or TV shows that annoys you?
Continuity issues. Like if you're shooting multiple scenes and they have like a glass of water, or they're wearing a necklace or multiple necklaces, and then flash edit and they have one necklace on instead of two, or the glass of water is now sitting on the table half full instead of full. That type of continuity junk drives me nuts, because I'm that person who watches.
Coded bias.
I have to look for that. Gabe always gives us good ideas.
I know.
I love it. But it drives me nuts, the continuity issues. Just like they'll show a show being shot in 1984, and there'll be like a Chrysler Pacifica sitting on the street. And you're like, that's a car from the 21st century that wouldn't be there. I notice these things. The thing that drives me nuts is the character when, like I said, when they're wearing jewelry and it suddenly disappears or becomes less, or when minor, something changes, their hair changes. You're like, really? In the course of their speaking this 2 sentences, they had their hair redone.
Yeah, the creative director, yeah. And yeah.
The prop master is supposed to be in charge of all that stuff.
You know what one of my pet peeves, though, is it annoys me when they have empty cups or empty containers, or like the grocery bags are full of like empty containers and they're so light, or the suitcases have
They
nothing.
pick it up with one hand, like they're
Yeah.
like, ooh.
Because you can always tell a cup like a coffee cup, when it hits the table,
If it's empty.
if it's empty, there's a certain click that sounds. The over editing portion, the scene,
Oh, yeah.
the Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to be honest. I've never seen a Fast and Furious movie.
I don't know him, folks. I don't know this man.
Because it doesn't. They're
They're amazing movies.
But it's car chases
For your heads, yeah. You're not.
and car chases and flips and crashes. There's no dialogue. There's nothing that brings me in. I don't
You're breaking
get
his heart. Oh my god.
get it.
Yes, but you get the Hallmark
Oh,
Christmas
yeah.
movies.
You can tell what?
You get the Hallmark garbage movies that they make.
I love.
Hate those movies.
Love.
They're all the same. They all have the same plots, the same basic storylines. It's so
Yes,
weird.
but the dialogue is so. But yes, if you can tell in the first 10 minutes what it's about, those
Which
are
is
the movies that I.
every Hallmark movie ever made. Thank you, Gabe.
But those are okay. But there's a difference. Those are movies that I watch in the background. Like I'm listening to them. I'm not really paying attention to the movie. The Fast and the Furious is hokey and overblown on purpose, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's part of the shtick.
Yeah, but you can't play that in the background
I do, and I don't have any problem with it.
because it's all action.
That's fine. I can leave it in the background. I've seen it. I don't need to watch. I don't feel any need. I can do the same thing you do with the Hallmark movies. I can do with sci-fi, any of these movies. And you know, sci-fi always has action in it.
They also really hate when the show is constantly attacking only one political side. Yeah, well,
Well, welcome to Hollywood, unfortunately. On that.
yeah, it depends on whoever wrote it. Or
Of course, if you watch any of the Tim Allen stuff, he'll always be on the side of conservatism. So he's a staunch conservative person. So even though his life you would not think it led you there.
But editing too, one of the things that bugs me is when it's a multi-camera project and they're editing, but they have to cheat the person for an angle,
Yes.
and then they do it from the other side, and you can totally tell they're on the wrong side. It's just like, dude, I saw that. Like I saw that.
Yeah. And I, you know, and when I'm trying to think what it is that I see stuff and I just go like, Daniel wouldn't have messed that up. I guess that just annoys me when I see actors who aren't doing a great job. I'm like, really? Please. And you're getting paid in cast. Are you serious?
What's the other thing?
Folks, if you have any other things that bug you. Oh. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
What?
I know that.
What are you talking about, Gabe?
They love that, and they love, well, individuals who
Hey,
have the oldest profession on the planet, both male and female.
we only do coke on our knees while we're praying.
There you go.
Hey, Ellie.
Hi, Ellie, and congratulations, Ellie, on your
Congratulations.
growing family.
Almost coming up for the second one.
Yep, we're just on the first right now, though. Yes, thank you. Yes, it is. It's horrible. And they sing. They're always singing some stupid song. I love you, and you're going to marry me, and everything is great. And you're like, oh, my Lord, please.
Stop.
There's one Christmas movie I saw, and it was the one with Dolly Parton as an angel. And the only reason I watched it was because Dolly Parton was in it, and I like Dolly Parton.
Well, the last Dolly Parton movie, the last one they did for Christmas with Christian Baranski was pretty. The singing was out of place. They shouldn't have to have singing. They should have only let Dolly Parton sing, but it was good. It was good.
Yes, I've seen Bad Trip.
Is that the one we were talking about recently?
Huh?
Is that the one you and I were talking about recently?
No.
Bad Trip.
Nothing I remember.
When you were here, we watched. It popped up on.
Bridesmaids is what you're thinking.
No. The Bad Trip is with the black guy with the little things on his hair. No.
No. Bad Trip is the one with Colin's wife. She plays an uptight uptight friend, and her friends take her out and try to get her to relax. And there's a stripper, there's an incident, and it kind of grows from there. But it's very funny.
Oh, you're having the second one on Sunday? Congratulations.
What? Oh, that's right. She planned it. She's like, it's happening. Congratulations, Ellie.
Dolly Parton is an angel.
An angel. I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Hallmark is.
But the good thing with Lifetime is at least the women or men get beat up or so occasion, as opposed to.
There's always a murder on Lifetime.
There is
a murder or revenge or something.
What's funny is, as much as you like your murder and death TV, I would think Lifetime would appeal to you more because of the fact that it has murder and death and gore.
But you and I have talked about this. I can handle what's the like murder in the is it Buried in the Backyard and all the killer shows. I can handle the
Black Widow.
I just don't like killer movies. I don't like killer movies.
It's such a weird.
Yes, Dolly Parton. Eric Andre. Oh, are we tagging somebody? Oh, Zion is my second vaccine.
Oh no, Zion. She's not talking about Zion, her grandchild to be born. She's talking about getting her second vaccine.
Oh, you're catching up to the
coming until the 22nd.
Got you. I thought you were getting
Daniel had no idea what Zion is.
Different conversations, totally different conversations.
I
Okay,
did
Crystal
because I care.
Crystal's coming in. Hallmark movies.
Yes, I agree. Barf.
Girls are broken. She feels life.
They're all the same. The girl's heartbroken, rustic living, guy, country hick, girl, love. They usually bake something together.
That is the story of my life, people. That is the story of my life. I am a Hallmark movie.
Oh, dear Lord.
I came from nothing, and look at me now, world.
Well, I am not the rustic living guy. I'm the city person who's like, what am I doing here in the country?
South Park did a good episode around
Yes, they did. They did. They are murder porn.
We have to watch them now. But you know what? I wasn't a big reader when I was young, but then after my first boyfriend, his mom was a big, like Danielle Steele type books. And I think that's what got me into the Hallmark Lifetime movie themes. Like I love those kind of movies. But it's such a, I don't know, for me, it's such a hopeful, like it just gives you a little bit of hope that.
How does something so unrealistic give you hope? There's like not 1 ounce of reality in it. Not even 1%, 0.02%.
Yes, Bad Trip. That's the one I was telling Chris about. Yes, Bad Trip is the one with Eric Andre. Yeah, it just came out on Netflix.
Oh, I was thinking, you're right. The one where his clothes get vacuumed off in the opening scene at the car wash. Actually, I did watch it. It was very funny.
Hello, Jesse. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jesse.
Laura says hi. Aw.
Oh, that's nice. I'm glad you could see it, hon.
No way, Ellie.
Yeah, it's so cool. I believe it. Those two, Matt and whatever his name is, can't do it all.
Hook me up with an interview. Hook me up with an interview. That's what I'm saying.
As he advocates for his own show. And I'm going to say the name of it.
Where are you freezing?
You're seeing because you're not sharing them all. Again.
You got frozen there for a minute. I think the energy in your apartment is weird. Can you hear me?
Are you talking? No, just kidding. Yes, I hear you. It's a show.
I think the energy in your room, in your apartment.
I heard you. What am I going to say? It's totally normal. That's so cool.
Yes, please. I would love to interview him. I mean, a Latino working at that level and doing that kind of stuff.
On a show that's been out forever. Those look
yes. Ellie, I've got a job for you. You need to hook me up.
Jaja, I agree. I agree.
Do not encourage him. Do not encourage him. Stop it, all of you. Stop it. Well, we're halfway through the show. You're watching the Christian and Daniel show. Thank you for joining us. Today we're talking about things that irritate us. Pet
You
peeves
go,
in movies or shows. So if you are a movie or TV watcher and there's something that bugs you or annoys you, make a comment either on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter and join the conversation. Let us know. If I had to choose one and only one Hallmark or Spanish novelas,
oh, easy. Daniel would choose Dos Caminos, Una Mujer.
Dos Mujeres, Un Camino. Who's that old lady?
It's Daniel.
But novelas. But you know what? I actually now it's a good segue. I am so into Korean soaps right now.
This is such a bizarre Daniel of all people.
When I was working at the Voters Center at this last post that we had here in Orange County, the Michael that worked with me, we had all this downtime, so we started watching this Korean soap that he had already seen, but he wanted me to look at. So he got me hooked up. So right now I'm watching one on Netflix called Startup, and the reason I'm really enjoying it, I'm watching it because it's dubbed in Spanish, so I can actually listen to it. Any movie that Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I agree. He is putting out. I swear that man, his agent calls him and says, "I have this really horrible script." Yes, I'll do it. Just tell him I'm committed. I'm in. Because he is making the worst films I've ever seen in my life. I watched the trailers and I'm like, no. No.
Did we see the last?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I didn't see this last Fridays. I haven't seen this last Fridays.
I'm like, because the mascot's about. Yeah.
Chicks. Well, because the Latinas and we like the Latinas with the look.
And luckily in the novellas, they don't hesitate to dress the women in obscenely small or tight clothing all the time. They have no problem using the women to sell the show.
So it's yes, a good Latina knows how to dress up for the occasion. But because the Korean novellas, they're all very thin. But if you guys like a good little, they're very cheesy. They're very cheesy.
I thought you were going in a way different direction with that sentence opening.
But watch Startup on Netflix, and it's so good. Nicolas Cage more.
Yeah, he is absolutely. Is he even in a relationship? Is anyone with him anymore?
Maricas tried to say, oh, that's what she tried to say, las maricas. Instead of, she was trying to say las maricas.
Las marinas.
Dos mujeres, un marica.
That's good.
Oh my God, Nicolas Cage, the only movie.
That was what, 50, 60 years ago?
Yeah, that was one of the
that was a great movie.
It made me cry. Before, what's her name?
Melanie Griffith?
No, not Melanie Griffith.
Hey, it's okay. I respect the women loving their bodies enough to be willing to share them with everyone. Or show them to everyone.
I'm gonna know that they aren't going to do a second season of
AJ and the Queen.
I know.
I couldn't believe that wasn't getting.
It was a good show.
It's RuPaul, for Pete's sake. How could it not have had a following?
It was good.
It was really cute too.
Yeah,
I was really upset about that too. And there's very few things RuPaul does anymore that touches that doesn't turn to gold. So that was really weird.
We're gonna have to write a Maricas novela. I don't think that story is ever going to die because that story is pretty old now, and it still resonates. So we're going to have to think about that somehow. Forgive me while I pay attention to everybody, but I'm ordering food too. Right now, I am into the Marvel series. Superhero movies. I can't get into superhero movies either.
No, are you talking about WandaVision though, Michael? Because I just watched that and it was fantastic. But Daniel, I think you'd like WandaVision because it wasn't hardcore superhero. It actually had more of a storyline.
WandaVision, I think so. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I'll have to. I'll have to pay attention to it. What else? Different kind of vibe on tonight's show. Yes, we.
What does that mean?
I hope so.
Hello?
I think there's a lot more conversation going on. The show is really made by you guys. If you guys participate, then there's a lot more conversation. So thank you.
And from now on, our new policy will be: if you don't participate, we're just going to do this for an hour. We will just sit for an hour and stare at you.
Oh my god. I hate the fact that they can't come up with any new. Yes.
That's a big thing in Hollywood. It's like they keep remaking everything. Something I really dislike with the new versions of everything is that they take older movies, classics that I now know because Gen Xers are now old enough that our movies are considered old classics. And they redo them and they think they've made them better because they did a spattering of cultural diversity, like doing Steel Magnolias, but with an alternative cast other than a bunch of like the original.
But no, Jesse, Christian watches anime too.
Yeah, but she still watches it. Hello. Daniel walks out of the room.
You want to
Oh, good Lord. Yes.
You don't know?
Such a shy one.
I'm surprised you know how to write shy.
Yeah, there you go.
Buffering. What does it mean by buffering?
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, so all these movies that are,
I guess I hate that they cram diversity down our throat with the new versions. Like we can't just cast it all Southern white women. We have to cast it all Southern black women. What? And it was horrible. It was one of the worst Steel Magnolia things. It was such garbage. And it wasn't because the actresses were phenomenal. It's the idiots who wrote the movie. And I don't know if it was whatever his name is,
I have not seen The Craft, but you saw The Craft, the new one.
Oh, I liked it actually, but the good thing was they weren't remaking the original. They were just showing. I can't say much without revealing a big reveal, so I'll just say it wasn't a continuation of the original movie in the sense that it was like the same characters. They weren't doing that, and that's what I liked. It was not really a sequel. It was just another movie about the craft. And then there was a link made between the two movies.
So they're connected, but they're not the same movie.
But they're not the same movie, and they weren't intended to be.
Because there's several different movies that were completely remade, like Footloose. Footloose had no need to be remade.
What?
Huh?
What?
Footloose.
Oh, Footloose.
Well, that's what I said.
Well, foo-foos, and I'm all, what's
I didn't say
foo-foos?
foo-foo, I said Footloose. It was there was no need to remake it. The original still stands.
And it was bad. How can you take the same basic script and mess it up so badly?
But then they've got 3 different versions now of Hairspray too. So like what?
Well, but they are all the original Hairspray. I will forever love John Waters' original. It is so scandalous particularly for 1988. And then
please do not make another Harry Potter. Please.
Harry Potter 25.
Do not make, because I mean, on what is it?
They actually, I've actually read that they're going to do the children of Harry Potter and the guy's sister's children. Like they're going to do their children going to Hogwarts will be the next thing. Well, I missed that one that said, well, Christian.
Do not agree. I don't have an edit button quick enough.
Well, you can leave it up for a second.
No, for Michael Michael wants Gabe to be on the show. You know what? We'll talk to Gabe because there'll have to be some rules and regulations set for Gabe. There's not an edit button quick enough to stop Gabe. We'll talk about bringing him on the show one day, but we'll have to talk to his wife about how can we control him.
We'll just have her in the room with him. She could be on too.
But yeah, there's several movies. Like for instance, I love Steel Magnolias, but then they went and redid a TV version of Steel Magnolias that had no need. There was no need for it. Huh?
I don't remember that. I just remember the culturally different one.
Stop. But yes, it was the remake, and it was for TV. It wasn't made for.
Yeah, I never remember that.
So there was no.
Well, it did. Harold Potter. Harold Potter in the miserable walker.
You did. For those of you that are interested, on YouTube there is the interview
really did.
With Gabe. He goes on my.
I bear witness to that. He stayed very, very clean.
And it was so cool because I had a canceled guest and Gabe jumped in at the last minute to take over. So yes, I appreciate that. We'll have to have you back on the show. We'll have you on this show. We'll bring you on this show. We'll talk about it maybe next week. Who knows? Maybe.
Katana. I like that already.
We're both curious. What we want to know more. Tell us more.
I love Katana, the name. I guess it's going to be a female hero. And she wields a katana.
I want to know, is there a meaning to that?
I love that. I think there actually is a character, though, named Katana in the Marvel universe, I want to say.
Okay, so you liked...
Yeah, the original craft, which was fantastic. And so perfect for its time frame.
That sounds really good. I don't eat a lot of pork, but I would try
I would eat that. And I saw a picture, Gabe. You posted a picture of them when you made them. They looked amazing. Oh, Crystal, you could not be entertaining, my love.
You know,
I think you'd be fantastic.
I think we could definitely start having
guests.
Yeah, we could have guests. We can do it on this platform.
Yeah. So. And eventually we'll just call it the Christian and Daniel, put it together.
Well, I looked it up. Katana is a sword, so that's pretty cool.
Yes, katana is a Japanese sword. That I
didn't know that. So
no, the second.
The
Craft Legends. Yeah, I liked it too. I thought it was fantastic. You know, it wasn't it was not made to be a redo, which I really appreciated. Sordos women.
Were you reading that?
Yeah. Oh, I already got it. Yeah.
First woman. Okay.
I think that's a great idea.
A cooking segment. That's all you need.
Oh,
are we not cooking enough for you? We're not hot enough for you?
We're not good enough for Michael anymore. That's okay. Everyone gets outgrown.
Yes, we'll for the masses, we will coordinate with Gabe about having him jump in on the show and come with us, talk with us for a while. But hey, if any of you wants to jump on and come be a guest for a while, let us know.
Do we usually only do 15 minutes on our shows?
On what?
I can't remember. I always thought we did a half hour.
For what?
Our segment.
No, we're going on 15 minutes. Yeah, we got the last 15 minutes. Okay. I usually try to bring it in at 20, but everybody's been so chatty that I forgot. So
we don't have to follow format. I was just curious because you're usually the stickler to that, not me.
Yeah, but everybody's been. Do you want to talk about your? Oh,
That
cool.
is so cool. I love the name Zion. Okay.
That's a cool name.
How cool is
That's
that
a cool
name? And so it's going to be, what's her middle name? Or him? Yeah, him. What's
Yeah.
his middle name? I'm saying, look at me. I'm saying it like she's going to whisper it in my ear or something. I'm like,
Hello. Don't be me.
keep it a secret. Whisper it to me.
Oh, blue eye, blue eye.
Oh, that would be so cool. Looking at everyone, look at you. Who'd you kidnap? Whose baby is this?
It's a Hebrew name that's mostly chosen for boys. As Zion was a citadel, and it was the center of Jerusalem, which is why it means highest point.
Mhm.
It's so cool.
But I want. Have you guys thought of a middle name? Oh, I love it, Zion. And you see, there's that flow. Christian Paul Ramirez has a flow. Zion Manuel Pato. I can't say it right. Zion Manuel Patoja.
That is pretty.
It has that same thing. And hello, ZMP are his initials. How awesome is that?
ZMP.
Just to even just sign ZMP. Woo! Someday he's going to be a corporate CEO leader, and he'll be signing ZMP.
Well, let's do your pick of the week.
I love that.
Just let's do a quick pick of the week, just to let them know what we picked, and we'll come back to the conversation.
We got so far behind on all this. I've been just pulling stuff up.
See, Zion.
We'll say it, Daniel.
Yeah, Zion Manuel Pantoja.
There you go. That's. Thank you, Amy, for pointing out that I
you ready?
don't speak Spanish well.
Okay, so just take a couple of minutes and tell them what you're picking.
My film is Hillbilly Elegy. It is a fantastic tale of this family that it originates in the Smoky Mountains in Appalachia. I guess or the Smoky Mountains. I don't know if those are two different places. I'm not that familiar, but they're hillbillies. And Glenn Close plays the matriarch, the grandmother, and the grandfather passes away in the course of the early in the movie, so it's not like a big secret. But it's kind of like the life of, and then Amy Adams plays her granddaughter, and it's about Amy Adams and her little family. She has a child. It's about like her experiences of trying to get away from being a hillbilly, and there it goes again. And the overall, how her family deals with all the stuff that comes up and how they come to her defense and stuff like that. It's really, really, really good. And it's very deep. I don't want to give away too much because it's too easy to give too much away in that movie by talking about it too much. But it is fantastic. Hillbilly Elegy, starring Glenn Close and Amy Adams on Netflix.
And my pick of the week is the new Law and Order, Organized Crime. If you were a fan or you're still a fan of all the Law and Order shows, Chris Maloney is back as Elliot Stadler, and he's amazing. He's all grown up, but they bring obviously the characters carrying all the baggage from the Law and Order SVU. So if you are a fan of those shows, catch it. It just started. I just watched the first episode. It is so interesting. Check it out. So that's my pick. You people are talking a lot tonight. That's awesome.
I love it. I love the interaction. It makes the show, I think, so much more dynamic. Definitely a call out for mental health. I agree. Yes.
Oh, that's his storyline. Wow.
Oh. Through.
Oh, sorry. Did you miss?
No, I got it. Thank you.
Stadler. Oh, yes, hot. If you were, I was a fan of Chris Maloney from Oz, so I've been following his butt all these years. So.
Oh, I've been following the other part they showed in that show. Oz.
You're such a yes, Chris Maloney, and now he's a daddy. now he looks like a daddy, and it's
What is it, Daniel? Is it?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We watched it the week it premiered.
I think Daniel talked about it that week. It is. Oh, Laura, that was, and the tearjerker part. Oh my God, it was. So, that was, and what an amazing what amazing acting took place from actors I didn't expect to do roles like that. So it was really, that was amazing. Uncle Frank is fantastic. If you haven't seen Uncle Frank, it's on Amazon Prime Video, and it's absolutely a must see. It is fantastic.
Blows your mind.
Oh,
And
well, I'll talk about that next week.
plus, it's really the. I mean, it reflects the story of so many gay men, especially. I mean, which is really weird because as a Latino man,
Particularly from that era, from the mid 80s, the early 80s to mid 80s, or the people who survived that long.
Trail of Chicago 7. Oh, good casting and dope characters, performances, and it was nominated. So I have it. It was in our SAG sent us the
Well, SAG sent you. I didn't get to see it.
what's it called?
Oh yeah, Trail of the Chicago 7 was fantastic.
But it's on. You guys can watch it. I need to watch it.
Thank you, Michael, for giving us your pick of the week.
Which we love. I
We
mean,
love that, guys. If you want to share your pick of the week, the Chicago Trial of the Chicago 7 is must see. And if you're going to watch the Oscars, you've got, bottom line, there were so many movies Daniel and I read we hadn't seen that were nominated for Oscars. And so I don't know about Daniel, but I've started going down the list. I still haven't been able to watch Ma Rainey's Bottom, but get to her bottom sometime later.
we'll get to the bottom of that list soon enough. We've got about 10 minutes to go.
I will say, I'm not going to list this as one of my shows, but I've been watching this show called Shipwrecked, and it's a British reality show. And they send all these people to these two islands, and they make two tribes, and they compete and they want to end up with the biggest tribe. So every week, new people are introduced, and they have to select and choose which island they want to be on, and it's really quite funny. And boy, British people, there are some ignorant British people out there. Oh yeah, I just read about coded bias. I have put it on my list. I'm going to totally watch that. Oh yeah, talk about.
Yes, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago.
How thought-provoking is that show, Surviving Death? And my favorite of the group was the Mexican surgeon, the guy who literally illegally crossed the border to come here, and now he is one of our nation's top neurosurgeons. Grave
of the Firefly sits
as a good, sad movie.
Oh, okay.
So great.
I haven't seen it.
I'll have to look it up. I haven't seen that.
Seen that one either.
South Park episode.
Now, I respect all those movies about social media and stuff, but I work in social media. Watching it, what's it going to do? Stop me? Like, I need to, like, most of my work revolves around posting on social media and being on social media. So none of those, the first one that came out several years ago was like, stop it. I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, that's where most of my work comes from, like being on social media. So I avoid them now. I just don't care. But at this point, I've been posting since MySpace. At this point, if it's not on there, then it didn't happen. Like anything that happened before 2008. Of course, it's top neurosurgeon working on people's feet. Who's that?
I was talking about the one story in Surviving Death about the Mexican neurosurgeon who ran across the border illegally and ended up, he's in Florida now, and he's at the Mayo Clinic. He's one of the top neurosurgeons in the nation.
Stop.
It's so fun. Only thing you could say is, and he still rides his burro.
No, thank you, Gabe, but no, I'm not gonna watch it. So I appreciate it.
It is. I will totally watch it, Gabe, and I'll watch it.
He'll tell me about it.
I don't work in social media, so I don't care. So I'll watch stuff like that.
It's just
I'll
at
keep
this
an open
point,
mind for the both of us.
like, Christian will tell me about it, and then after that, I'll be like, okay, fine, I'll watch a little bit.
Yeah.
And if I do watch it, I'm not going to say I did because now I'm just gonna stand my ground. Um,
Weird energy on the show today. Right. Absolutely. Everything, there's nothing that's not biased racially anymore. It's
yeah,
just,
and it's just like it's like when remember I told you about that argument that we were having on one of the Facebook groups. So for everybody watching on one of these over 40 gay men groups, they were talking about this white guy is dating a Latino guy, and he was complaining that Latino guy was too connected to his family, and that they couldn't get away from the family, that they were always there. And I was telling him like, and mainly because the Latino guy was too afraid to tell all his family that they were a couple. They were just friends. They were roommates. So I was trying to tell him, like, it's cultural, it's religious. There's all these things that come with it. When you date a Latino in the gay community, it comes with a lot of baggage, and you just have to deal with it. So this white guy tells me, pardon me, Daniel, it's not just religious. It's also based on cultural and socioeconomics. And I'm like, well, thank you for explaining my life to me. I'm so glad somebody finally did. And so I find it curious when I watch programs that talk about racial injustice, because I see some of my counterparts and colleagues we've worked just as hard to get at the same level. I started way before them in social media, and yet they're way more advanced in their careers than I am. So I've worked not harder or better, but I've worked twice as much to get half as far. So I know what biased is. Like I live it every day, even without it. So, but thank you for I thought it was good. Oh yeah. It's so good. So good.
I will totally look that up.
It's a white guy who tries to explain things to other races called a Darren. I'm going to use that. And make sure I get credit.
If it's true, if you use it, you have to give him credit.
If I use what?
Darren,
yes. But from now on, I'm
being a Darren.
Darren, you're such a Darren.
Jim, stop being a Darren. We all know. It's time to be woke.
Anyway, didn't mean to take the conversation to that place, but yeah,
but you did.
That's why. But okay, so changing the conversation there. That's why it is so important, the advocacy work that I do in HIV and cancer, because it brings the spotlight to the Latino community that normally doesn't get it, and that's why I do what I do. I want my people to be recognized.
Redneckerized.
You thought it was Ken. You're such a Ken.
Yeah, maybe it too.
Maybe
isn't it unfair? There are Karens, but there isn't really a male equivalent, even though there's lots of men who behave like Karens. I personally just want to insult them completely and call them Karens.
I thought it was Richard, because the nickname for Richard is Dick. Yeah, so I always thought you're such a Richard.
Show Dick some respect.
The
Breakfast Club quote.
But anyway, for everybody watching, we're almost running out of time. We want to remind you that we are now on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. So you can watch us anywhere. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you share this on your page so your friends can see it too. If you're watching us on LinkedIn, you can share it on your page. Just have other folks watch. If you're on YouTube, will you do us a favor and scroll down, smash that subscribe button, hit the like, and let other people know that you're watching. We need more subscribers on our page.
I do this.
And if you're on Twitter, will you please retweet the show so that other people can watch it too? We really appreciate the support, and we appreciate all of you coming back and watching us every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. And remember, here on Little Mexican Productions, we have 3 shows on the air. Catch us here every Wednesday.
Which you just referenced.
And every Friday, the Card Devo at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Put It Together Conversations on Saturdays with 2 shows at noon and 5. And sometimes we sneak a special show at 2 o'clock. So make sure you check it out. And we have some shows in Spanish.
We have some really good conversations, folks.
if you want to be a guest on Putting Together Conversations, make sure you send us a message and let us know about your story, and we will send you some information so you can be a guest and share your story with our listeners. And who knows, we might start having guests here too. So I feel like that's kind of where we're going now. We're going to put the last messages before we go. Someday I hope to say something worthy of a quote. Okay, I have heard Ken more than anything else. Yes, there is smoke coming in. Oh, Karen, it's Kyle.
Yeah, I like that too.
Good night. Thank you
Night,
for
Jesse.
watching. Good night. I'd like to know what happened to Felicia.
Apparently, Felicia actually left.
She might be left.
Felicia. She left. She just slammed the door behind her and left. And Karen walked right on into the room.
Finally left.
Talk to you. Tell you. I don't know.
Felicia left something.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I don't know.
before we go, Gabe, tell us what that means before we go. We need to know now.
Flit or Tuluf?
I know. First, I thought he was saying lift. I'm like, why would you?
You can let Ebag Odell tell us too. Your cousin.
But we're running out of time. We want to thank all of you for watching. Thanks, babe. Great show tonight.
Thank you, hun. Love you and great show. We broke legs tonight.
The show is made possible and funny because you guys are part of it. So
In support of our patrons.
One more thing before I go. I want to say this. This is my book.
Yay! Grumpy Bunny.
Grumpy Bunny in the Cruise Game. It actually goes on pre-sale April 21st. So I will post the link on all the social pages so that you guys can check it out. But my book is finished. It's at the editors, and there'll be a hard copy and a soft copy. So hardcover and a soft cover. So it'll be two versions for you guys, so that you can. What is it? Eggbite is dead. Till Gabe's next Facebook ban. Thank you, folks. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Bye.